So welcome back to the fourth and final video of the Business Leadership Blueprint. Now we talked about the first M of modeling. That's you taking the actions you want others to take. The second M is motivating, and we do so with no strings attached. The third M is mentoring, where we identify key people and we pour into them, giving them our time and our energy. Now, when we do the other three M's well, it will naturally lead into the fourth M, which is multiplication. This is where you get to multiply as a leader. As you're going through this process, as you're modeling, motivating, and mentoring, people are going to start asking you, what is it that you're doing to help them? This is where you share all of the strategies and tips that I have given you here today, because honestly, these are all the strategies and tips that my mentor taught me. So instead of you creating other followers, you actually start creating other leaders and you give them the full roadmap. Now, when I say full roadmap, I mean you leave nothing on the table. Give them your best stuff. That is exactly what I've been doing here for you guys. I haven't left anything behind a paywall. You don't have to pay me for any of this information. It's because I really want you to have this blueprint so that you can create a massive impact not only in your lives, but in the lives of the people that you coach. Now, I also told you I wanted to take you through a real life experience, and I want to break this down in a series of steps. I want you to think of this as the first step being modeling. This is the ground floor and the foundation you want to build everything on. So are you modeling the right behavior at home? Are you modeling the right behavior at work? And especially, are you modeling the right behavior when it comes to your business activities? Are you taking the actions that you want to see other people take? Naturally, you'll start to gain influence and people will start looking to you as a leader. The second step is motivate. This is where you motivate with no strings attached, and you do this for the world. Regardless of whether anybody responds or reacts, you're out there to create motivation and inspiration. Then, of course, we have the third level, which is mentoring, which is you look at the people you're motivating and inspiring, and you reduce it and filter it down to the people who are taking action. These are the people that you reach out to and form small groups or one-on-one conversations with. And lastly, when you do this well, you get to multiply, which is the fourth step. Now, I want you to think of this as a funnel. When it comes to you modeling, this is going to be the biggest part of the funnel. Everybody is going to be watching you modeling. Based off of that, only a certain amount of people are going to rise up to level number 2, which is they're going to be in your motivation pool and they're going to get motivated and inspired by you. Remember, this is a smaller pool than you would have if you're typically modeling, and not everybody's going to get to that level. Some people are not going to resonate with you, and it's actually good that they don't, because those would have been the wrong people for you and for your team. Now, from there, some people will graduate from that motivation pool into the mentoring pool. They're taking action, they're being motivated and inspired by you, and they're willing to be led and coached by you. These are the people that we start to pour into. But I want to let you know that that line between level 3 and level 2, sometimes people can flow back and forth between them. Maybe in the beginning, you'll see that some people are in the motivation pool, and then you pull them up to the mentoring pool, and they're not ready to be there. Remember, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just they need to spend more time in the motivation pool right now. And when they're ready, they can come back up to being mentored. But also, some people will never leave the motivation pool. My mentor has a great analogy when it comes to this. He thinks of it as a football stadium. You have the fans, you have the people who are willing to get into the stadium. They're there to cheer. They're going to buy the beer and the hot dogs, and they're going to literally pretend like they're a part of the team. But they're not a part of the team. Most of them will never want to make it to practice. You know that in order to get down on the field and actually play the game, you have to show up for practice. If you're somebody who's a player and you're not showing up for practice, more than likely you're going to be bumped back into the stands. But remember, we also need the people in the stands. We also need our cheerleaders. We also need the people who are going to buy the beer and the tacos and the hot dogs. They're an important part of that process too. But if they haven't taken the action, if they hadn't made it to practice, they don't deserve the right to be on the field. Make sure you, as the head coach, are working with the people who are on the field, the people who are showing up for practice and deserve your time and energy. And if at any point they aren't there anymore, it's okay. Move them back into the motivation pool and still continue to inspire and motivate them. Remember, as a leader, that is our duty and moral obligation. Now, I hope you got a lot out of this mini course series, and it's given you a system to follow so that you not only can create massive influence, but save a ton of time. Now, you might want some additional help with this. Whether you want to increase your leadership confidence and skills so you can attract even higher level leaders, or you're just struggling with putting these things into action and you need more help with being able to coach and lead yourself, I'm going to leave you a link in the description below. It's an application so I can get to know where specifically you are in your business and how best I can help. Take some time to fill that out. But regardless, I want to let you know that you are the leader that the world needs now more than ever. Thank you for doing what you're doing out there every single day, and keep leading from the front. Bye, leaders.